So, yeah, I was born in the wrong era. Julian I worked with on a commercial before, and he just charmed the pants off me. And I thought, I'm gonna put that guy in a movie. And I wrote the script and didn't audition anyone, just gave it to him. And then I've always wanted to work with this gentleman, and just to ask him what the end of Event Horizon means. And he still can't tell me.
Okay, so...
Reese, I work with him all the time, don't worry about it.
Raise your hand, I'll call on you. Please speak loudly. We'll repeat the question up here. So, questions? Yes?
What does it mean when it says no animals were intentionally harmed?
She's asking, what does it mean when no animals were intentionally harmed?
Exactly what it says, it's what it means. We didn't hurt any animals. So he said, he's done. I didn't. Did you guys hurt any animals? There's something on my shoe. Did you guys, I've got Park City in my shoe. Did you guys hurt any animals?
Not intentionally. Not intentionally, but it was hungry and you got to eat.
Next question.
At some stage, someone has to intentionally, if you want to eat an animal.
Yes, that's great.
How much fun? You guys?
No fun from me. But I heard these guys had a wicked time. It was amazing because, you're in the elements and you guys can talk about this. It's your film. I was only there for a couple of days, but just to be in that caravan, that's where I want to be in life, just in the middle of fucking nowhere, just thinking about aliens and why we're here, What's the answer? And I'm still coming up with it, but
I can't believe
so
you're
much
here
fun.
Still, after he's talking. Julian, talk. Oh, Mike.
Yes. It was a lot of fun. The weather was terrible. Yeah, it was a lot of fun filming it. Taika and with Sam and Lockie and Carthew.
Me.
And Reese. Yeah, it was just fun, and we're out in the New Zealand bush. It's really beautiful out there. Yeah, some days it was snowing hard, and some days it was sunny. So,
Like Earth. Like planet Earth now and then. I got the thing out of my shoe, by the way.
I was a little daunted when we started this film because it was Taika who's the funniest. We weren't doing a comedy, but there's a lot of funny stuff in it, which I'm sure you're aware of. But I laughed. Basically, there's the funniest film director in New Zealand, and he put every funny actor in New Zealand and me. So my job was to sort of not be the fun bit. But it was such fun hanging out with such funny people, including my man Julian. And every day I had this little ritual. And Julian had gone through a 14-hour day or something ridiculous. I'd shake his hand and say, "You're the man." And he's my man.
Did you
No.
drive?
Did he really get to drive? No.
I would like to. But no.
3 more years, man.
3 more years.
I see a hand in the back. Yes, ma'am?
This question is for Sam. I laughed so hard during this movie. What was the hardest scene to keep a straight face in?
The question is, what was the hardest scene to keep a straight face in? Because she laughed the entire way.
There's a scene where you remember the hunters have got us cornered in the hut, and those guys are really funny. I had to be really offended by being called a perv. And then I got to launch myself on Cohen Holloway, who's a great New Zealand comic. And every time I landed on him, he would scream like a schoolgirl. And so half the fighting is us rolling around with me just in fits of laughter. But most days were like that.
Next. Yes?
What were some of your hardest obstacles to overcome while making the film?
What were some of the hardest obstacles to overcome during the film?
A lot with the weather, New Zealand weather. It's horrible. You know, if you've been there, it's not warm. Yeah, I mean, it was a short schedule for shooting the film. You know, it was The Revenant on a budget. So we don't have access to, you know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you guys?
Leo's getting a lot of press coverage for going through snow at the moment.
Yeah, we did it.
We'd like a little of that.
Leo, we were in the snow once.
Yes, ma'am, right here in the front.
So I love the movie. It was really funny. And I have to ask about child welfare in New Zealand.
You don't have to ask about the child welfare system.
She's asking about the child welfare system in New Zealand and the commentary about that.
Okay. Well, you've lost them. They don't want to hear this. Okay, here's the thing about the child welfare system. Oh, they're gone. You got to work on this. So the child welfare system, there's no commentary on that. It's, you know, it's not great everywhere in the world, often, and it's not a comment. Because, by the way, this is really not very real. I think there's no reality where a national manhunt involving the police and the army is spearheaded by a social welfare worker who teaches the police how to break people's necks. So, with that in mind, it's definitely not a dig at the social welfare of New Zealand. But, you know, that kind of stuff in foster care does definitely happen.
Over here.
How much of the dialogue was scripted and was any of it improv?
Did everyone hear how much of the dialogue was scripted and how much was improv?
Well, the whole thing was scripted at one point. It's sad for a writer to not hear the lines said properly, but sometimes you just gotta let those lines go. Don't you guys?
Particularly Rhys Darby.
Yeah, I think you know the script was fantastic. The only parts that I did it was mostly already there. But what Taika and I love to do is just see what else we can do, and we come up with ideas on the spot, which is what we did pretty much with some of those scenes, like the trap door that goes to nowhere.
And actually, that's Julian's idea.
That's Julian's.
He said he should like open the trap door and it's just dirt.
Didn't you come up with that in the spa pool?
We came up with that in a spa pool.
That was the night
All of
before.
us in a giant hot tub.
So we're in
For Julian.
So one of the great things about
Yeah.
Taika is the script isn't the end. When you're making the film, you're still thinking of ideas. It's an organic process. And so on the day, you know, what else? And if I've got something, I'll say something, and he'll go, "Oh yeah, we'll try it. That's not good. We'll try it." And I'll do it, and it is amazing. And then we'll use it. And so yeah, there's a little bit of improvisation there, and it's so important in comedy that we believe that. But obviously, the script from the beginning was absolutely great. So that's what you're mainly seeing.
You'll be invited back,
We
please.
have time for one more. Yes, sir, all the way back. Okay. You choose, Tycho, you choose.
Everyone yell your question at once. We can handle it. I was the priest.
Of course he was.
Well, incidentally, that speech is almost word for word based on a speech from a funeral I went to once.
In New Zealand.